Hi, welcome to Rose Opal Knits, our knitting podcast, and this is episode 5.
I'm Daphne.
And I'm Erica. And first thing we're going to do is pop in a little video right now to show you gift knits that we gifted on Saturday.
They're the only finished objects too, so
yes,
that's also the finished object section.
And then we'll be back to show you our works in progress and our acquisitions and future knitting. All right, so stay tuned. Hi. So we have a couple things we want to show you, but we won't have them for the regular episode. So we're just going to pop this little recording in right now. My sister-in-law and brother-in-law are having a little baby girl, and they are due to have her in April, and we're going to her shower tomorrow.
Yeah. So it's the Friday before.
Oh yeah, this is Friday, March 6th.
I have no idea.
Something like that. March 6th, I think.
Yes. Because Saturday isn't her
March
shower
6th.
On the 7th? Yeah.
Yes, So the shower's tomorrow, and I knit this little dress. And
here, hold it. We'll talk about it.
All right.
Okay. I'll show you the speckles.
And
you can call them sprinkles.
The pattern that I used is the Flax pattern by Tin Can Knits. I'm sure you've heard about it. Everybody knows about this pattern. If you don't know about this pattern, you should check it out. It's free. It's a great first sweater pattern. So as you can see, it's a pullover sweater with long sleeves. And obviously the dress doesn't look like that. So what I did is that's a worsted weight pattern, and I was using DK weight. Here, let me show what yarn I'm using. I used Sirdar Snuggly Snuggly Spots. And the shade is a number, it's 0716. It comes in 50-gram balls, and I used almost 2 full balls. So I did a gauge swatch, and I didn't meet gauge for the worsted weight because this is DK weight. So I wanted the newborn to 6-month size, but I cast it on the next size up, which I think is 6 to 12 months. Yes, 6 to 12 months. I looked at the pattern, and I followed the pattern exactly. As you can see, there's the garter ridge detailing on the shoulder, and with the raglan increases. And when I got to the sleeve separation, I just knit for, I think it was 4 more rows. And then I added in this garter ridge detail here, kind of like a waist separation. And then I increased the stitches. Will you hold it again?
Yeah.
So I wrote all my modifications in this journal that I have. And just to let you know exactly what I did in case you're interested, I increased, it's on this side. Oh, I knit front and back twice, and then I knit 1 regular, and then repeated that across the round. And that gave me the increases here so that the skirt kind of, flares out a little bit. And then I just knit straight stockinette stitch in the round for 4 inches. And then I did garter ridges in the round, which is knit 1 row, purl the next row, for 2 inches. And then I bound off. And then when I attached yarn for the sleeves, I picked up the stitches as per the pattern, and I knit that round, just as it should be. And then I decreased right here. I did a slip knit the round, and then right 1 stitch. I knit 1, slip knit, then knit the round, and then I 3 stitches before the end of the round. I knit 2 together and then knit 1. And then I switched to smaller needles, and I knit about about an inch, maybe a little less, knit to purl to ribbing. Oh, another thing I did change from the pattern is I wanted it to be knit to purl to 2x2 ribbing up at the collar, and the pattern calls for a 1x1 rib, so I had to increase the stitch count by 2 stitches. So I did that to get the 2x2 ribbing, and then I just made sure to remember that when I was following the pattern, you know, through the raglan increases and everything. I knew my counts would be up by 2, and I just made sure that when I split for the sleeves, there was 1 extra stitch in this sleeve and 1 extra stitch in that sleeve, and then that's how I did that. But I think it turned out really well, and I feel like it looks a little big for 0 to 6 months, maybe for the 0, but not for the 6 months.
Yeah,
but
that looks like it would fit.
Yeah, and but I think it turned out well, and I think my sister-in-law and brother-in-law will like it. And I love this yarn. It was given to me as a gift, and when it was given to me by my aunt, and when she gave it to me, she said, the lady at the yarn shop said when it knits up like little rosebuds. And that is kind of what it looks like, little rosebuds. So, what, did anything? Oh, I knit the whole body of the dress on a US 6. I knit the ribbing for the neck on a US 5, and the ribbing for the sleeves on a US 4. Just because I wanted the ribbing on the sleeves to be a little bit tighter. But I didn't want to have to worry about, you know, pulling the neck opening over the baby's head. Like, I didn't want that to be difficult, so that's why I did it on the 5. So there's the finished object. And you want to show what you've been working on?
Yeah. Okay. So mine's not finished, but it's
Almost.
Okay. Yeah, it counts. It will be finished by tomorrow. It will be finished before my husband gets home. That's my goal, because he was doubting me last night. Not really doubting me. He didn't say he was, but
he made a face.
Yeah, he made the face like, yikes. Are you sure you're gonna be able to do that face? But anyways, so I'm using the Caron Big Cakes, and it's in the Boysenberry color. It's a worsted weight yarn, and it's 100% acrylic. So he also chose the color, my husband did. So, but anyway, so this is the rest of the yarn I had. But last night when he saw the yarn before he went to bed, I had like two or three more colors on top of it. So, but anyways, so I'm making a blanket, and it's not like a little baby blanket. It's like a crib size blanket. So, sorry, my yarn's all over the place. But anyways, so it's kind of big, and I cast it on the length of it, and I'm making the width. So it's kind of hard to show because my needles are not long enough for it, but it's okay. That's backwards. All right, so this is the front of the blanket, and I don't even know if you can see my stitch marker with everything. The stitch marker is all the way down here. So when you guys saw it last, it was down here in this shade of pink, and so it's a lot more done. I don't really know how to show a blanket because we're kind of close to the thing, but it's a blanket. You can tell.
So it's meant to be this way, right?
Yes.
This will be the top, and then that'll be the bottom.
Yeah.
But
it's kind of hard to show.
Yeah.
But so it's
hold it back here.
It's just really simple. It's not even a pattern. It's just me doing it.
You cast it on.
I cast it on like either 215 or 220 stitches. I don't remember from when I did it, but it's in the last episode. I did say it. It is right in the last episode if you want to see it. And it's on a US 10.5
6.5 millimeter.
Yeah. Anyways, so for it, I literally just followed the stripes. So it's a garter, and then so the border on this side is 10 rows of
10 stitches.
10 stitches.
Yeah. On the beginning and end of the row.
Mm-hmm. And that's just garter. But then it's a garter and then stockinette repeat between the colors, so you can't really tell unless I'm really close. Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah.
You can definitely see it in person.
Yeah.
I even see it on the screen too.
But yeah, so that's it. It just repeated.
Yeah.
Garter.
It's pretty. It's going to be great. It's a nice soft blanket. Yeah. So I'm sure Heather's going to love it.
Yeah. So not a pattern. Just used yarn. and followed it according to the stripes. So that's it.
We just wanted to take a moment to show you these projects, and we're just going to insert it in the video. So we will take you back there now. Bye. Hi, we're back. Hope you enjoyed that little segment with our gift knits. And now we're going to start with our works in progress. You want to go first?
Don't you have
you
half
want me to go?
objects? You have half objects.
Oh, I do. You're right. Okay.
So she's going to start. I don't have that much this time, actually, so it's okay.
So, I finished the first sock of my husband's socks. And this is where I was last time I showed them. And it hangs off my sock blocker there, but it fits his foot great. And this yarn, I'm holding 2 fingering weights together, and the first one is Patton's Kroy in the Cadet colors, I think is what it's called, and the other one is Knit Picks Stroll in Dove Heather. I'm knitting them on a US 3 millimeter needle, or no, US 3, and the millimeter is 3.25. And I've cast it on for the second and just done a couple rows of 1 by 1. Is that what I'm doing? 1 by 1 ribbing.
Yeah, up here it's 1 by 1.
Okay.
I don't know what you did with the rest of it.
So there's that one. And then I have another half object. This is a sock for me. And I'm holding 2 fingerings double again for a DK weight sock.
This is where she was last time. She didn't tell you guys that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
And the first color is this by Lolo Did It. It's Hippo for St. Patty's Day 2017. And the second color is this one. It is Regia Soft Glitter in the color 00051. And I am knitting that on a US 3 3.25 millimeter needle as well. And the pattern here is the slip stitch pattern with some knit and purl ridges through here, and that's just a knitting, I just got that out of a stitch dictionary and then made it into, put it into the pattern for the sock. And on both socks I knit a slip stitch, heel flap, and then I did the gusset. And then it's just this sock, my sock, I knit like a wedge toe. I think that's what it's called. And on my husband's sock, I did the umbrella toe that Kay Jones has in her patterns. So, but I did this slip stitch heel for his sock. So, and I'm just holding this in like a little makeup carry bag that a friend gave me.
Did you show that part of it?
What? Oh, no, I didn't. And this is how far I am on my second sock. So I hope to finish these by St. Patrick's Day.
She's finally feeling the second sock.
I know. I've been walking around the house for days going, I'm really into socks right now.
Yeah. So she's working on her second sock.
Yes.
For the first time. In a long time.
For the first time in a while. Well, since December. I think I finished a pair in December. Didn't I? No. Early January.
Really?
Yeah. It just feels like a while.
I just remember all the half object socks.
Yeah.
That you had. So.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have any socks, but I do have my little narwhal bag by Molly Klein Designs, and it's still holding a Toon sweater by the Blue Mouse. But, I mean, I knit a blanket, and I have other sweaters, but this is just what I wanted to start with. But, so this is how far I am. I separated for the sleeves. It's kind of a hot mess right now, and added one strip of the color. But, this is on the Lions Brand Coboo yarn, and this is the stripes. So yeah, that's the stripes, and it's beige, and then the pink is pale pink, and this is the 6 to 12 month size, and I don't even know what needles it's on. It's on a US 6, which is a 4mm, and yeah. So
what size are you knitting?
The 6 to 12 months.
6 to 12.
So I'm actually going to change this because I'm not going to make it long sleeves because it's already spring and it's starting to get warm. So it's not spring yet. It's almost spring. And I don't want her not to be able to wear it. So I'm going to shorten the sleeves. It's going to be all the stripes in the body, but it's just going to have short sleeves. So
are the sleeves just going to be short sleeve and pink?
I haven't decided yet. I don't know if I should add a stripe of beige or just keep it all pink, but it's going to have short sleeves. It's just going to, I don't know, I feel like it would be better.
I think it would be cute if the sleeves just stay pink.
I think I was going to keep them pink because just to make it easier on myself too, because I don't want to weave in ends and I really have to. And so yeah, I don't like the ends at all because I mean, like, inside you get a bunch of them. So I mean, I'm sure I've shown them before, but it's a lot and it's no fun. So that's where I'm at on this. So, yeah.
All right, so I guess I'll show another work in progress. It's another sock because since the last episode we had the first of the month, and my rule for the year is that I can only cast a brand new sock pattern, like not a second sock. Second socks don't count, but a brand new sock, like brand new first sock.
Brand new pair of socks.
Yes, on the first of the month. And if I, for some reason, am busy on the first of the month and I don't get a chance to do it, I have to wait till the next month. So I cast it on the first project on my Make 9. Oh, I lost that. Oops.
She's dropping everything
dropping
now.
yarn. Excuse me. I'm back. So this pattern is going to be Socks for Dumbledore by Kay Litton. She's the crazy sock lady, in case you don't know, but you probably do. And the yarn I am using is this beautiful light color, and it is by the Yarn Brary, and on the Sci-Fi Sparkle base, which is 25 merino, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina. And the colorway is Handsome Enough to Tempt Me, which is a Pride and Prejudice reference. And this is all I have so far. I casted it on and I've knit most of the rib. I think I have a couple more rows to go. But I'm not going to focus on this sock until I finished at least one of the DK weight pairs that I'm working on.
Is that the sock that you only started because you found the needles?
Yes. I was looking for needles for another project and I was like, oh, I found another sock needle. And I think it was like 3 days before the first of the month. And I was like, I cast another pair on the first. So I did. Okay. So you got another one?
Yeah. All I have to show are sweaters because I decided, I don't really have a Make 9, but just the other day I was like, I have like 9 sweaters I want to make this year. So, and I have a lot of sweater yarn just in my stash downstairs. So anyways, this is not stash, this you guys have seen. This is the York sweater by Darling Jadore and the stitch marker. I only had the ribbing done when you guys saw it last. I separated for the sleeves and I'm not even halfway done with that. I'm on the second ball of yarn.
You've made a lot of, and I like that stitch marker. That's pretty.
That's from the one yarn you got me.
Oh, okay. From Noble Character Crafts?
Yeah.
The yarn I got you for your birthday?
Yeah, it's the Lions Brand Heartland, and it's the Grand Canyon color. So, I just started this ball. They're a mess because I wound these like when I got them, and I got them like last year. So, I bought a bunch of sweater yarn last year, and I'm finally using it. But anyway, so this is the yarn for it, and I'm making the large size. So I've already made this sweater in the first episodes of the podcast, and it was for my friend, and that was in the medium size, and I didn't like the fit of it. So And this yarn is going to stretch some because I've already used it once and it kind of stretched out a little bit. So it's going to be a little bit bigger on me, but that's how I wear my sweaters. So it's okay.
You know, I'm just noticing for the first time that this colorway it's not just like a beige, it's got other tones.
Yeah,
to
it's got like little browns in it. Like really light
yeah,
browns.
it's got some like golden brown going through. I don't know if you can see it, but it's really pretty.
Yeah. So that's my yarn. That's my
If
stick
you
worker.
like beige.
I like beige. I don't
really
like
pretty.
colors. It might wash me out a little bit because I'm really white, but it's okay. It might not. It looks fine. But yeah, so this is my York sweater. Like I said, this is the second one I'm making. This is the first sweater, second sweater of the year for me. But yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's in this bag. We've talked about this one. This has been in the bag for a while though.
And this is not an exciting whip, but it is one I've been working on, so I figured I'd show it. It's just this dishcloth. When I showed it last episode, I was right down here, just a couple rows in from the cast on, and I've made it past the center, and I'm working on the decrease rows now. But I'm holding two fingering weights. They are Lindy Chain by Knit Picks, and this is Celery, and this is Navy, and I am knitting. I think it's Grandma's Favorite Dishcloth by PJ Allen, and all the information will be below. I forgot to say that in the beginning, but we always have show notes for our podcast, and I am using my highest, I think these are, yes, US 6 4mm. So, and that is in my Lands End canvas tote, and that's what my pins are on. So,
My York sweater's on a 7, a US 7. Just so you guys know, I forget to tell you my needle size, but it's on a 7. But I've already said that in other podcasts.
So just real quick, the next two whips we are going to show are sweaters we cast on for our knit along on Instagram, the Colorwork Sweater Cal. So all the information for that knit along has been in the previous 2 episodes. I think we first announced it in episode 3, and basically we're just trying to we are interested in knitting several colorwork sweaters, and we were just, we thought it would be fun to host a cal on Instagram and see what other people were knitting. So if you'd like to join us, you can just tag your Instagram posts on, use the hashtag ROK Colorwork Sweater Cal, and then we'll check that out and see what you're knitting. No one's joined us yet, but the cal goes to June 15th. And so there's plenty of time. You don't have to finish what you're knitting in a whips count. So, and you can knit any size sweater from infant to adult. So we just are trying, encourage each other to knit these colorwork sweaters. I have no intention on finishing a sweater before next fall.
That's not my goal at all.
That's not her goal. That's my personal
Look, I just said I
goal.
wanted to finish. Okay, so when I say I want to do 9 sweaters, I'm not finishing all 9. I have 7 that I want to have finished by the end of the year, though. So,
7 you want to have finished, but
yes.
That's great.
And I mean, that's a lot because I also have
Yeah.
a baby in the summer.
Yeah, that is a lot.
Yeah, and I have to make 2 blankets because I already told my husband I'd make his, and I have to make her a blanket, and then 7 sweaters.
Now I have 6 or 7 sweaters I plan to knit this year. Only 4 are on my Make 9, but I would like to knit 6 or 7. And I would like to have most of those finished by, I think, October 31st is the goal I set for myself. We'll see.
Okay. When I say I'm going to knit all these sweaters, I already have a lot of the yarn.
I do too.
But there is, 2 sweaters that I want to make that I don't have yarn for.
Okay.
But I have part of the yarn, but I don't have the other part of it. Anyways, so back to this sweater. Anyways,
Yeah, so this is what she cast on.
This is the rug And I mean, I've been working on this, so you guys have seen it. But it's the rug by... Do you know
Junko Okamoto.
Anyways, so the yarn I'm using is Noro. And I'm using number 1 for the main color and then number 9 for the color work. So this is number 1 and this is number 9. So.
And you're holding those double.
Yes. So this is actually a sport weight yarn. And the pattern calls for an Aran weight yarn. But I didn't want it to be that big or like that thick. So I used 2 sports weights. And I'm holding them double, so it's making it a worsted weight instead. Sorry, I'm dropping it. But, so, this is how far I am now. And my yarn's tangled. Hold on. There you go. Anyways, so I was up here. So this is, you can't really see it super great, but it's okay. So this is the first section of color work. So this, I was done with the second one and I was here. So I did the third section, the fourth section, and the fifth section. So there's no more color work in the pattern for
the body
at all. So, and I split for the sleeves. They're kind of twisted because, but yeah. So the sleeves are split, and all I have to do is finish the body. I'm actually only 6 rows away from being done with the body, but I think I'm going to add more color work actually to the bottom and end with the red color.
You're going to add some length too.
Yeah. So it's like adding color work and then adding, like a solid piece of the red to the bottom, because I like my sweaters to be longer, and when I did the gauge, since I'm using a smaller weight yarn and a smaller needle, I'm actually using a, I don't know, maybe on this one, hold on.
Oh, those are 8s.
Oh, they're 8s, 3 8s, they're her needles. I have them, but they were on something else.
They're the Knit Picks acrylic.
They are actually pretty
I think
nice.
they're discontinued. I don't think Knit Picks makes them anymore.
I like them, actually. Like, out of these compared to my Knit Picks, I like these more.
You have the wooden Knit Picks.
Yeah, I have the wooden ones. I don't mind them, but, like, I prefer metal needles, I think. And the plastic is closer to the metal. But anyways, so all I have to do is do the color work, do the 6 rows, and I'm not going to bind off the body until I decide how I'm going to add the length in the red. That's basically why I'm adding the red, because I wanted more red, but I don't want to just go directly into the red and make it color blocked, because I think that would look weird. Not weird, but like funny, so I'm going to add
it's not the
color
look
work.
You want.
Yeah, I'm going to add color work.
Are you going to finish the sleeves first before?
Yeah, I'm going to do the sleeves and everything and then add the color after. So I can see what it looks like as a whole and then decide.
It looks pretty.
So that's my rug.
I like it.
Yeah, so
I have a sad tale of woe. It's not that bad. So I casted on the Althea, I think that's how you say it, by Jennifer Steingass. The patterns in this book. You can also get just the pattern, I think, on Ravelry. Well, the last time you saw it, I didn't even put a stitch marker because I didn't do a lot. But the last time you saw it, I only had the collar, the neckband. What's it called?
Neckband collar. Oh. I call it collar.
Okay. And I started my color work, and I love the way it looks. It's not a whole lot, so. However, I don't love the fabric.
My nose ring is stabbing me.
I guess it's not that bad. Well, one day I decided I didn't like the fabric, and it went in the bag, and I haven't looked at it since. Because I wasn't sure if I was going to continue working with it, or if I wanted to go up in needle size. I think I'm going to swatch again. And
kind of feels like this, but I don't mind it.
Yeah.
It feels like my rug.
I was worried that I was gonna, separate for the sleeves and try it on, and it was just gonna look like armor.
It might look a little bulky.
Yeah, like just dense. I didn't think it would have a nice drape. So,
but it also might block out into a nicer fabric.
Yeah,
too,
it might. You're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping with the rug. It's like kind of rustic yarn.
I mean, my yarn is definitely a rustic yarn. So I'm using.
I always say it's kind of rustic. It is actually pretty rustic.
I'm using Lion Brand's fisherman wool that I dyed with Wilton Ice and Dyes a couple years ago for the main body of the sweater. And then for the color work, I'm holding a DK weight. This is Kelburn Woolen's Scout. I can't remember the colorway name. I think I've got my tags in here. And then this is Marisol something, but it's a fingering weight. So I'm holding them together for the color work portion. And I don't know, I'm just worried that that fisherman's wool isn't going to give me, I don't know. I think I might need to go up a needle size. I'm kind of a tight knitter. I knit English style, so I throw. And I have a tendency to knit tight. So
she's looking at the tags.
I am.
To tell you the color.
So this is, like I said, Scout, and the color is Scarlet Heather. And let's see the other tag. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, so it's Marisol Cuscu and shade 5, Inti Remy. I looked it up online. That is actually the color name. I don't know that I'm pronouncing it right though. So like I said, it's not that sad of a tale, but I definitely wanted to take a break from it and give myself time to think about it. And since I was enjoying knitting on my socks, that's what I did. So by next podcast, I'll have made up my mind and you'll see what I decided.
What size needle is it on right now?
6.
Oh yeah.
So
she's what is it? It's worsted weight.
It's worsted weight.
Yeah, she's doing worsted weight on a 6. I'm doing mine on an 8.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I did a gauge swatch like I'm supposed to, and I did start with larger needles and worked my way down. Now, in the pattern calls for US 5. And it ended up that I got gauge with US 5, and I knew I did not like the way this yarn was knitting up at that gauge. So I went up to a US 6 4.0 needle, and I thought, well, that'll be better. But now that I've made it this far into the sweater, I'm like, no, I don't think it is better. So I might need to go up to a 7. An 8 might be too loose, but I might like that fabric better, and then I could just size down. You know, I could go down depending on what gauge I get when I work the math. But that's what I've got to do. That's what's in my future. It's math.
I like halfway attempt a gauge swatch and then give up.
Go from there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, look, I have not messed up a sweater. I have not made anything that doesn't fit me, so I'm okay. I mean, yeah, all the baby sweaters.
Some people don't knit gauge swatches ever. So, you know, I think it just depends on, you know, what type of knitter you are and what you want from your knitting. So I'm going to knit a gauge swatch because I don't want to get into the sweater again and then decide I don't like it again. So,
do you have any more that you're actually working on?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Everything else is, I didn't touch anything else. So are we going to go into acquisitions and future knitting?
Yeah, I only have future knitting. That's it.
Okay.
Because I said I'm not buying any more yarn. So.
All right. I don't think I have future knitting.
Oh, I do. I only have 2 things because it's 2 of the sweaters that I'm going to make.
Yeah, I don't have future knitting. So why don't we do future knitting first?
Okay. All right. So I have more Lions brand. So last year I bought. I don't even know how many sweater quantities of yarn I bought, but a lot of it's Lions brand. I think I have like three sweater quantities of Lions brand yarn. So I have this one, and it is Wool Ease, and it is the forest green heather. So it's just like green with like kind of like goldish brownish specks, kind of like the beige sweater that I'm making, the New York sweater. And I'm gonna make the Weekender out of that by Andrea Mowry.
And you're gonna cast it on soon, you think?
Yes. Okay, so I figured I'd probably do it cast it on before the next podcast, because I might finish the York sweater and I might be almost done with the rug. So I figured just in case I finish it, because I mean it's 2 weeks, so we'll see. But anyway, so it's going to be the Weekender, and it's going to be the first bottom up sweater that I do. I've only ever done the top down. So that's that sweater. But this yarn was actually originally a Lions brand. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. That was a different sweater I'm making out of a different Lions brand yarn. But this is gonna be, it was gonna be a jumper. I don't remember the name of it. But a jumper, but it was sewn together. And I didn't want to do that because last time I tried to do that, I didn't like sewing the thing together. So I don't want to sew a sweater together yet until I
have the patience for
Yeah, I don't have the patience right now. So I changed the yarn. Well, I changed the sweater to the Weekender. But yeah, so this is my Weekender. And yeah. So you want me to talk about the other one?
Yeah, go ahead because I don't have any
Okay.
future knitting.
And then I also bought this yarn. This was like, I bought it like last summer, I think. I don't know. No, it wasn't. Whenever I went to Yarn Maven, like one of the first times.
Yarn Maven's
so,
our local yarn store.
So this is like one of the first sweater quantities of yarn that I bought from them. And it is going to be the Villa sweater. I think that's how you say it. By Darling Jadore. And it is I think it's just a plain sweater, like a stockinette sweater, but then the sleeves are full of lace. So, and this is actually a sport weight yarn. So, but it is the Queensland United collection, and it is in the denim color. So, I don't know.
What's the makeup of this yarn?
I actually don't know. 55% lamb's wool and 45% cotton.
Okay, that's nice. That one's acrylic and wool. Woolies.
Yeah.
Yeah. 80% acrylic, 20% wool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And I have just been sitting downstairs with my stash.
That's really pretty color.
I really like this color. I think it's exciting. It's not really exciting. It's just denim, but I find
Makes
it
you
exciting.
happy. Yeah, it makes you happy.
So,
that's what colors are supposed to do.
yeah. So those are my sweaters that I have right now. But who knows? My friend hasn't moved yet, and she wants me to teach her how to knit more, so we might end up buying more yarn.
You said you weren't buying.
Okay,
more
but
yarn.
then Holden was like okay with me telling him that I'm gonna finish, like add 2 more sweaters because, okay, I'm gonna say this because this is also kind of future knitting real quick. But, so I think.
I have no idea what she's gonna say right now.
It's about the sweaters I'm gonna make. She knows what I'm gonna say. She just doesn't know it. But anyway, so this yarn, I think I have a little extra of it. I think I bought
Too much.
when I bought the yarn for all the yarn last year. I bought an extra ball every time.
Yeah.
So I didn't run out.
That.
Yeah. So this, if I have enough of it, I don't know if I do yet, but if I do, I'm actually gonna make the tune sweater for myself. And this is going to be the stripes of it. And I'm going to buy the same kind. So, Heartland, I think this is. Yeah, this one's Heartland. And just in like navy blue or something and make that.
That would be pretty.
I told you this though.
You did.
But yeah, so that is one of the Make 9 sweaters that I have.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't remember the other name of the other sweater. But if I buy more yarn, it's going to be for the tune sweater for that.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so now we're going into acquisitions. And I have one acquisition, but then I have a couple of things that were gifted to me that I'm going to show. So I follow Queen City Yarn on Instagram, and they announced, or one day on Instagram I saw that they were having a sale on the outlet store, the Queen City Yarn outlet store that's on Etsy, which I didn't even know was a thing until I saw that post. But I've been looking for a contrast color for my Sunset Highway sweater, and so I checked out the outlet shop on Etsy and found this color, and it is on their Queens Road MCN base, 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. The color is French Roast, and I thought it would be a great contrast color for my Sunset Highway sweater, and I snagged it. And I'm very happy with it. I think it's very pretty. There, you can see it. Okay, so, excuse me. That was the only thing I purchased. But I got together with 3 friends on Friday evening. We try to do this once or twice a year for our birthday. So it's, I need to cough again. Excuse me. So it's a friend that I've had since 4th grade, Renee, and then my sister-in-law, my husband's oldest sister. He has 3 sisters. She's the oldest of the 3. And another girlfriend of ours from high school. So the 4 of us have remained friends. And once or twice a year, we try to get together to celebrate each other's birthdays. So Friday, we went down to the beach and stayed overnight and just ordered takeout, just sat around and caught up because we're all busy with kids and family life and jobs. So we were celebrating my sister-in-law's birthday, which was in February, and she turned 43, and I hope she doesn't mind me saying that. And my birthday's coming up the first week in April, and I'll be 44. So we exchanged some gifts, and so my friends, of course, know I love knitting, and one of my friends is a knitter. Hi, Julie. I'll show you what she gave me in a minute. But my friend Renee, she bought one of the things she gave me was this T-shirt. It's kind of huge, but and it says, "Just give me a huge mug of tea, my knitting, and 2 hours of peace and quiet." Oh, I think, what does it say? Nobody gets hurt? Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know, it's funny, but of course it's a knitting T-shirt, so I'm definitely going to wear it around the house, definitely. And I just loved it. And then my friend Julie, she bought me this book. We all love Harry Potter in this house. And it's fantastic. I'm sure you've seen it around. But if not, you can find it on Amazon. But it has all these Harry Potter inspired patterns in it. And it's just got, lots of information, different things.
They also have little creatures in it at the beginning. I looked through the book when she got home. Where are they? There.
Right there. And
they also have the Ron Weasley sweater.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I call it. I don't remember.
The Weasley, yeah. I know.
Yeah, it's like Mrs. Weasel's.
Miss Weasley.
You passed it. It's over there.
Oh, yeah.
Here.
So.
It's an actual thing right there. What
Mrs. Weasley's home knit Christmas
Yeah.
sweaters. So that.
I told my husband that I'm going to make us all them.
You and him and the kids?
Yep.
That's fun.
But then I told him that I need a lot of yarn for it. He was okay with it at first. And then I was looking at it and I was like, I would need a lot of yarn for yours. And he was like, oh, don't do it.
Well, my son is almost 6'4". So.
He's 6'4". He has very broad shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes,
he would need like a
big
lot
guy.
of yarn. And he wasn't actually offended, but like knitting sizes are like different compared
based
to
on chest.
yeah, so it's different compared to like when you go out to the store. So the size I would make him is like the 4 or 5 XL, I think it was, when I measured him. And he's like, "You really think I'm that big?" And I'm like, it's not the same as if I'm like buying you a shirt at the store, because like I think they start out as like adult sizes anyways. Or they might start out as kid sizes. I don't know. I didn't actually read the pattern at all. But it ranges. So I'm like, the small size doesn't mean like a men's small. It means like a woman's small going up. Mm-hmm. And so like, if there's also guy sizes in it, they're going to be huge. And I feel like he was pretending to be offended by that.
But he wasn't really.
Yeah, he didn't actually care.
Yeah. That's good that he didn't care.
I like this sweater.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to make this sweater.
This is like my favorite sweater. I saw it on the back.
It's a fingering weight sweater. That's what I was just checking, that it is fingering weight. So, but it's called Hermione's Time Turner sweater.
There was another one in there that I really liked. I don't remember which one.
But I think I'm definitely going to add that one to my sweater list. And she also got me this really cute bag with gnomes who are knitting. And it's actually a lunch bag. You know, it's like that, I don't know what kind of fabric it is. But it's a lunch bag, but I'm going to use it as a knitting bag because I generally eat lunch at home.
Her favorite bag's also project bag.
Well, my friend Julie, her favorite project bag is a lunch bag. So that's what she was saying when I opened it. And then she gave me Dietastic hand-dyed yarn. This skein of yarn. The color is Sunset Storm. It's on merino sock, and it's 100% superwash merino. So, but I think it's so pretty. Look at those colors. Those are like my colors perfectly. And that's why she picked it out, because she was like, those are your favorite colors all in one. So I just love it. But, and that's it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's everything. So, just wanted to say thank you for watching the podcast. And for those of you who have liked and subscribed and keep coming back and watching, we really appreciate it, and you leaving comments. And if you're new and this is your first time watching, thanks for checking us out. And if you like what we've had to say, we hope that you subscribe. And we try to do the podcast every other week, every 2 weeks.
I mean, we've done it
consistently,
so
yeah.
Oh, wait, before we leave, what's the Fiberfest called?
Oh, yeah, the sheep and wool, Maryland's sheep and wool.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to go there with the outbreak, the coronavirus.
Okay. By that point, I'm also going to be like 8 months pregnant?
Yeah.
I think.
No, 7 months. 7 months pregnant. Yeah, so I mean, there are some variables in there. Right now, I think I just heard within the last couple of days that Maryland was under a state of emergency because of the coronavirus outbreak. So I mean, I know things are getting canceled left and right, so it might not even happen. But if it does happen and it's safe to go and Daphne feels like traveling, it's about an hour and 50 minutes away from us.
I think I'll be fine.
Yeah. Then we're thinking about going to that. So if you're going to be there, maybe, and
if it's a thing,
we could say hello. Yeah, if it actually happens and we were there. But anyway, we've taken up enough of your time today, but we appreciate your watching, and we hope to see you in 2 weeks. So thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye. It didn't stop.
Oh no. Let me see if
Is it not working?
I don't know. My remote's not working. Okay, let's try this one more time. Bye.
Bye.
Nope.